I like it. I like it. I
I
like
figured I
it.
surprise it. I surprise it with a little something new. You know, your girl has some skills. Her and ChatGPT.
See, I see. Hey, don't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You get it done. You got it done, and it looks good.
Thank you, thank you. ChatGPT created the logo, and then I went and put it to music so we could have our own countdown. So Fuck Your Feelings now has its own personalized countdown, and I'm here for all of it. Thank you. Thank you. It only took me 7 seasons. Woo woo!
And hey, it's growth. Is what we call it, ladies and gentlemen. Growth.
I am all for it. Well, happy Thursday. And as people come in, everybody. Join us. If you are new, shout yourself out in the chat so we can welcome you because it is Thursday and we have quite the discussion. I'm hoping our regulars will drop in shortly. But how's your week been, twins?
Week is good. The week is good. It's Aquarius season has activated on January
Mm,
20th. So
that's good.
all's well. You know what I'm saying? It's a good month. It's a good day. It's a good week. No complaints. And
Well,
actually,
if
and
go
also,
ahead.
also too, for my people in the South, I know y'all going through it with the snow. My kids are loving it though. My kids only been in school what? Tomorrow be the first full day. So they had Martin Luther King Jr. off, had a half a day on Tuesday, was off Wednesday and Thursday, and they go back to school tomorrow.
That's what happened when you guys get snow?
In Atlanta, Georgia. Only in Atlanta, Georgia. They get a little snow, they shut it down.
Yeah, he doesn't have the infrastructure for it. So I completely get that. When I was in Louisville, Kentucky, it was like the same thing. But here in the deep north of Canada,
Right.
they gonna get their ass to school. So like, it is what it is. Hey Jeff, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. And if you guys didn't get from that introduction when he said Aquarius season, it's Twins' birthday tomorrow. So make sure you give him a birthday shout out in the chat. It's his birthday tomorrow. What are you gonna do? What are you turning up? Like what I feel like I should be coming out to Atlanta or something so we
I'm
can turn up
saying,
together.
listen. I'm just off. So however the day goes, it goes. I'm just off. I'll be 43 and blessed to be here. Me
I
and my
love that for you.
also. Oh yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, also too. I'm not sure everybody know or not, but I'm actually a twin.
He's a twin.
So, big salute to the twin, bro. I don't know if you're watching or not, but happy birthday, bro. I'll send him a
Happy
text.
birthday, twin. Happy birthday, twin. Happy birthday to you. And I love the fact that you are not working because I know you are a worker. I also do not work on my birthday. I think it's illegal. Like I don't think you should ever work on your birthday. It's awful. I say
Yeah.
that from such a privileged place though. Like and that was really very privileged. Like that's awful. But I do not work on my birthday. I take it off. It's not happening. So happy birthday. See Mr. Mister says happy birthday. Welcome in, Mr. Mister. So as for me, it's been a week. It's Thursday. I am actually so happy it's gonna be Friday tomorrow. Today actually wasn't a bad day. I kind of actually had a really, really good day today. But yeah, it's been a week and I'm happy to be going into the weekend. And I'm tired of this cold, but I'll be in Mexico next month, so I'm just waiting for that. But here we go. Okay, let me say some things in the beginning. As usual, the link is in the chat. I see it. I know I've pinned it. If you are new here, you want to join the conversation, we put the link in the chat. So you just scroll up to the top, you see the link, you press it, go backstage, we will bring you forward. You do not have to come on camera if you do not choose to, but absolutely, if you do want to go on camera and have a conversation with us, you are welcome to do so. We are all about respectful discourse here. We do not have to agree with you, and sometimes we don't agree with each other, but it's all about respectful discourse. And we are about to get into this because, I wish more ladies were watching this. So this topic is an interesting one. So, as usual, for those of you who have been here before, this was sparked by a clip that I saw, and there was a woman asking a question. Um, and I think as women, before I even get into the clip, I think as women, it is so interesting how we define each other and how we see value in each other. which is very different than how men may see value in us. And so this question, I think, sparked a bit of a outrage. And the person who actually answered the question, this was the first time I've ever agreed with anything he says. I generally find what he says just, I don't know, I just never agree with him. But this was one of the first comments he made where I was like, you know what, like he was on point. And so what we're talking about tonight is this concept of the lesser woman and the quality man. And what does it mean for a woman to be lesser? Not as defined by a man, but as defined by a woman. So when you hear the term lesser twins, like what automatically comes to your mind?
Lesser, I mean, sounds, low quality, maybe. Um, I'm thinking like math, greater than, less than, so it just low. I mean, it's not good, you know. So I guess, basic.
That's a good word, basic. You think of lesser and you think of something that is basic. It's the base model of something. And most of us, when we go in to get a car, we're not getting the base model. You're souping that car up. Like you want to customize that thing. Like you want it to be like that car. So anytime you hear the word lesser, it's just the most basic thing. And that's so interesting that as a man you think that way, but it's like as a woman, sometimes when we say like a woman is lesser, she's less attractive than we are, right? She makes less money than we do. Her body is less fit than ours is, right? It's a direct comparison between us and the other person, and not the concept of the word lesser. And I think that's what Mr. said ratchet and ghetto. He thinks of, and it's again, men are thinking so differently than women, and you understand why I need to talk about this when I play the clip. But I think with men, you guys are going in lesser as almost like the dictionary definition, right? Whereas women, it's a direct comparison between us and whomever it is that we are competing with. Because generally these terminologies, lesser, come up when we are competing against somebody. So if you cheat on your woman, one of the first things most women, and not all, but one of the first things, again, like twins like to say, we don't talk in absolute here, but one of the first things the woman wants to know is,
What's
what
she?
that bitch look like? What that bitch look like? Tell me that, and the clapping starts, right? What that bitch looks like. Because we want to do a direct comparison between us and that person. Because if the woman is as attractive or more attractive, it's almost like we understand a little bit more. But let that woman be plump, not so attractive, not so smart, then you gonna hear it because she is lesser. So I did all of that. We're going to go into this clip. It's a very interesting clip. And I know Jeff, Mr., and Jack, if you're here, I know you guys will comment on this. But in this clip, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
How come men say they want a woman with their together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated and leave for a lesser value woman?
Have you ever met a rich, lame?
Yes.
Many of them.
Several.
Right. So having money doesn't disqualify a man from being lame, right?
Right.
No.
Okay, right. Having success doesn't disqualify a woman from being a terrible partner.
That's also true.
A non-listener, someone that makes it hard that doesn't know how to be present in a relationship. When you say lesser, right, you may be, to your point, describing somebody that doesn't make as much money as you. But maybe in that relationship, he feels heard, seen, valued. And what I'm saying is, with you, you have to ask yourself, if you are choosing men that you look up to, men that you feel like in their own right are pillars of the community, that have a great voice and discernment. And if you keep finding that these men are saying to you, hey, there's some things that maybe you can correct over here, and you keep excusing that, then now you're not making those improvements. Now, I'm not saying that that's you, but there's many women in here that are scapegoating the fact that they keep running away from men to your success when it really might be your character. And maybe that's where you need to look.
That was well said. That was well
I
said.
wish I had my other mic because I would have dropped it. Like he dropped the mic on that response, and I think she was just so stunned. She actually had nothing to say. I almost wish I was in the audience because here's the thing: how dare you? How dare you say that a woman is lesser? And she didn't define. To me, I actually wish they would have challenged her in that clip and say, define lesser. That's the first part. Okay, Mr. say, if she ain't got no titties, she's lesser. I don't even want to know her name. Of course, he would say something like that. And he actually said he's 100% on point with that one. Mister, you are something. We love you here. Just say we love you over here. But I think what he was saying was so interesting, and that probably knocked a lot of women in their head, like, because we keep trying to do this with us as men and women, right? In the dating thing, we keep wanting to do this. If you're successful and I'm successful, we're even. If you're attractive and I'm attractive, we're even. We keep wanting to do this when the reality is we are basing these things on very different standards. Like I had to have a conversation with someone the other day and I said, I'm tired of this conversation about women being gold diggers and so forth. I said, because hypergamy has always been a thing for centuries. Hypergamy also exists in the animal kingdom. And what hypergamy is the concept of women dating up. Right? That's just how it is. Women, if most fathers, for women who have fathers in their life, that's what they will tell. You date up. You date up. When you're doing arranged marriages, it's up. Hypergamy. But for women, it's not the same when they're looking for a partner. We don't think to date down because that would be the thing. If you're a successful woman, you would think you want to now you still want to date up. But the issue with dating up is like he said, sometimes your character doesn't match what that man's looking for. And sorry, I saw that you wanted to chat, Twins. Go ahead.
So there was a lot there, but he was definitely spot on. Just like Mr. said, he was spot on everything he said. And I mean, when you look at, I mean, I ain't trying to be shade or anything like that, but when you look at that lady who's made that statement, she wasn't all that. And she could turn around and say the same thing about me. That's fair. I'm cool. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. It is what it is. I may not be her tea. But my thing is, allow women, and sometimes it could be very bad women, like tens, whatever, and feel like, well, blessing to me, but what's your attitude like, right? Just because you look a certain way, are you your man's piece? Okay? Like, or like just because you're a 10 doesn't mean that your attitude is a 10. Your attitude could be 2, because we all know pretty privilege, right? We can relate to that, right? Can we? Pretty privilege, right? Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, no shots taken at anyone. I'm just making an observation and just saying this. Some people feel entitled based on how they look. They can carry and move a certain way. So when they say, well, I'm a woman put together. Well, what is put together? What exactly? What is put together? And you're right. I wish they did challenge her more so she could explain herself. But then she did that, she probably would have sat back down. Because then, you know what I'm saying? Because anyway, us people there, anyone would start turning her down because she don't know the first thing about what a man wants, right? So I wish I had more to go off that, but I'll land right there for now.
So pardon me, I'm helping with church. You just hit the nail on the head. She doesn't know about what a man wants because often women date based on what we think men want. And I'm just going to pause there for a second because there's some good comments here. But I think that was the key, and I think that was the lesson she learned in that moment. Jack Spade says a Toyota Camry is a lesser value compared to a BMW 3 Series, but the Camry will be in the shop for far less than the BMW. Ain't that the truth? As someone who's driven a 3 Series, let me tell you, that thing, that's all I'm going to say. Facts on facts on facts. May never get one ever again, no matter how pretty it looks. And that car looks so pretty. It's so sweet. It drives so well. But man, that thing gives you some issues. Mr. said 90% of men want from 90% of what men want from women does not involve financial success.
Amen.
Men don't even think in terms of dating down and up. And you are correct. And this is why I think that woman is, and you're right, like what you said is right. Like there are men who may not find that particular woman attractive.
Okay.
However, I think for her, it's how she's determining her value to her men. And this is where the conversation gets muddy, because a lot of the time as women, we're not listening to men about our value. We're listening to other women about our value. So get educated, because your education makes you more valuable. But on the other side of it, the conversation is get educated so that you can make sure that your household is a success, because you can add value to your husband, your future husband, right? It's just get educated. But there's something on the other side of get educated, right? Like there are all of these different things that we are defining, and I have to put, because I'm a woman, we are defining as making us quality women, but it may not be what you're defining as men to make us quality women. I'm gonna put this, Jack Spade, I don't even know if I should have put this up. I need to start pre-reading some of these. Jack Spade said, a fresh pack of baby wipes has more value to me than a woman's success. It's not she's going to break off her success to help get my roof fixed if needed. I had to pause at the baby wipes because I know what them baby wipes are for. I digress, however.
Let me jump in. So another thing too, and this goes back to previous conversations we had maybe a few seasons ago, but you know, most women, they think their success is something that men value, right? Now we do want our women to be educated, right? We want you to be educated. We don't want no dummies. But when you lead a conversation based off your degrees, right, how much money you make, like they don't understand that's masculine energy right there. Like I don't want to date a man. Not that I have, and not that I will. I'm just saying I want to hear the softer side of the woman. Oh, you know, I'm very supportive. I'm caring. I have peace. You know, rub my man's feet. You know, things like that. Like I want to hear the soft side. I don't want to hear the hard side, because that's the hard shit that we got to do to be successful. That's the hard shit we got to do to even to talk to you. Like if I ain't got my shit together, I can't spit on game to you. If I ain't got no house, car, a good education, job, well, let me stop. Because we do have a lot of women out here pregnant by the same dudes who ain't got this shit together. So, you know, that was our last topic last week. So tap in last week to find out what I'm talking about right there. But anyway.
Here's what happens. What you just described to a lot of women are now called pygmies. There was a whole movement to ban Destiny's Child song, Cater to You. There was actually a petition going around, I think it was early last year or late 2023, to ban the song Cater to You, because it made women, this is a real thing. I kid you not. I was enraged. It's actually one of my favorite Destiny Child songs. But they wanted to be a band like that. And what you describe, a woman who takes care of her man, who gives to her man, who nurtures her man, they're called pygmies, because that's what they called me on the internet for years. Because I had a man who sat beside me for many seasons of the show who would say how much I took care of him and catered to him. And women told me to go back to the 1820s. Women told me, how dare I talk about the fact that I, serve my man first before the kids, because what are we talking about? Like, kids are out here going out, getting jobs and buying groceries. It's this idea of, if you are this woman, you are begging for a man. You are a pick-me. You're all of these different things when you go against this new brand of sisterhood who feels that quality and success is defined from the degrees you have, from the money you make, from the car you drive, from the purse you have, from all of those things that have nothing to do with value to a man. And if you want to be part of this sisterhood, which I could give a real rat's ass about personally, but for women who want to be a sisterhood, because my sisterhood is great. I've had the same best friends for almost 30 years. We are good over here. But if you want to be a part of this and accepted by this, you start looking and saying, well, yeah, why does a man need to ask me what I bring to the table? I am the table. I am quality. I've got a degree from Cornell or Brown or Harvard or whatever. Yes, I don't know how to cook. Yes, if a man marries me, all he's getting is Uber Eats. No, I will never draw his bath. Yes, I listen to respond and not understand. But what does it matter? We can make good money together. And Mr. I don't even know. I saw a bit of this comment before I read it, and I'm almost scared. Mr. said, let's be honest here. This biatch built like Warren Sapp. Ain't no man trying to be seen with that in public. How dare she talk about another woman being lesser? The audacity. I agree with the audacity. I do agree with the audacity. I'm just going to leave the rest alone. And Jack Spade said the baby wipes are needed for a so fresh and so clean feeling after a bathroom break. Yes, I know what baby wipes for. Baby wipes for my bathroom and for other things too, Jack Spade. But I digress. But here's the thing about it. I think what enrages me now about this whole world of internet and social media and the message that's being put out there for women is anytime we speak against the negative narrative, we get backlash. And yes, everybody, I see the comments that you guys make, good, bad, and indifferent. I'm choosing not to respond to most of them, but I do see you. For those of you who love me, keep loving me. And for those of you who hate me, keep watching. Because you're running our numbers up. So keep watching, share with all your friends, do it all. Put all the comments in there because we're trying to get monetized over here. And again, like, share, and subscribe. Where is my like, share, and subscribe? I need to put that up there because I added something new. I have a new series coming out. Yes, I have a new series coming out called Love Rules. I will start publishing my book in April. I will publish one book every month for 6 months. And then I will publish all of the books on the 7th month. So, and if you haven't got my last 6-part series, please get the Sienna series and No Handouts for Black Girls. If you are watching this from Toronto or anywhere in Canada, my book is also now in the library. Yes, if you look me up in the Toronto Public Library app, Toshiba Billings, you will see that I have a book in the library, brop, as Jamaicans would say. So I am out here doing my thing. Thank you. And we move on. I just needed to make all of those announcements.
Hey, nothing wrong with plugging yourself in on your own platform.
Right? Like, all the things that I'm out here doing. So get all them books. And Love Rules coming April 1st, the first book. Anywho, here's the thing. I'm actually going to talk about what I just did. None of that, what I just said, matters to a man if I am a bitch.
Say it again.
None of what I just said is, see, because everything I'm doing is scrolling. It's all about me. None of that. Them books that you see that's scrolling, I just said I was in the library. None of that matters to a man if I am a bitch.
Mm.
If I am a terrible partner, if I've got terrible characteristics, if I only care about myself, if all of those things where he doesn't feel as if I am his piece, all of those accolades, as proud as I am of myself, and I should be, because I'm telling you, having your book, knowing your book's in the library, seeing your book on bookshelves when you go into people's home, I'm gonna tell you something, it's one of the most amazing feelings, because I wanted to create a legacy other than the fact that I gave birth to somebody's baby. That was not gonna be my swan song. I love my daughter, she's a blessing to me, but my daughter is not gonna be my legacy, okay? Me spreading my legs and having a baby, that wasn't gonna be it. So I created a legacy for myself. But imagine doing all of that, but then I was a terrible partner. Because them books don't keep me warm at night. Them degrees aren't keeping us warm at night, because I'm looking at mine with my book. I turn here, if I were to turn my camera, you would see my degree, and you'd see copies of a couple of my books on here. None of those I take to my bedroom at night to put it with me to keep me warm. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pause there for ladies that are watching. I see, oh my God, Google Images Warren Sapp. I have Warren Sapp in my head, and I know what that looks like. Mr. You say what I have been saying for years in your comment. Imagine that unpick woman using pick me as an insult. I used to say that all the time. Every time a woman calls me a pick me, I'm like, girl, I get chosen. Why? Why would I be mad that the men pick me? Isn't that what you're saying? That I get picked? So this is what I'm talking about, like the nonsensicalness of certain women's mindset because a woman doesn't agree with their idea of, because I'm strong, independent, a man needs to do for me, I don't need to do for them. But twins, as I go through some of these comments.
No, what I was gonna say was, isn't it the goal to be picked? Isn't the goal for a man finds something? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, isn't that the goal? To get picked, to get chosen?
It's mine. You see, this is where it's healthy.
If you're out here, ladies, and you are choosing the man, and then you don't end up with a ring, that's because you chose him. He didn't choose you.
Mm.
So you trying to force something that didn't happen organically. So the goal is to get chosen. A man who finds a good thing, just saying, so something to marinate on.
Jack Spade says, I've got more than a fair share of stories dating and once being married to a successful woman. Mental health sufferers, weed heads, coke heads, borderline alcoholics, anger management issues, and others.
Okay.
None of which are good traits. Ladies, if I say one thing in the show tonight that I think is going to be useful, while we're studying for all the degrees and all the accolades, also figure out how to tap into those character traits that make you a likable person, that makes you a good partner. And while you're studying in the books, study those successful men that you want and figure out what it is that they want. Because I think the key to what he even said to that woman, and I hope it didn't go over her head, if you are dating these men that you want, and these men, because she said, they leave you for lesser women, which says to me, this has happened to her more than once, right? She's dating a man she likes, and he left her. And probably not only did he leave her, he likely married the lesser woman. instead of looking at it internally and saying, why do these men keep leaving me for women that I consider lesser than me? What's going on with me? She's saying these men ain't shit because you say you want good women, but you get a good woman and you leave her for lesser.
So here's the thing here. The lesser woman that they want to keep talking about, they may not have all the accolades that you have as being a put together person, right? And when I'm thinking about put together, I'm talking about I'm educated, I'm own job, my own crib. You got your stuff together, right? But you wear it as a badge of honor. But the lesser woman that men keep choosing because they didn't choose you, they choosing her. They have all the traits that we want, right? They have the peace, they have the softness, they have the cooking skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think the problem is it's the division between men and women, especially in our culture, the Black culture. You know what I'm saying? It's it's there in all of them, but we're speaking to our people. Okay, so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. No disrespect, no hate, nothing like that. But we speaking to our people because we're the ones suffering at the end of the day. Our families are falling apart, divorces through the roof, divorces through the roof. All I'm trying to make is here that there's a division between the Black man and the Black woman. And we just have to. I don't know how we can fix this. I wish there was a reset button to reset everything over and start from scratch. But we're so. It seems like we're always keep going back and forth with each other. It's not. We're trying to show you, right? So for me, as a man, I'm trying to talk to the woman because some of the women don't have the fathers to tell these things that I'm telling right now. So that's the failure when you have the man out the house. You don't get the father, the man leadership or guidance on how to date men and what to expect from a man. You're getting this from the woman who was independent, strong, had to raise you by herself, and now she's raising you as another strong, independent woman. You don't need no man, right? And that's the cycle right there. But when you have the man in the house, then you can have the conversation. Here's what a man should do. Here's what you need to do. Yes, I want you to be educated, but I don't want you running around talking about, well, I got 10 degrees. You can't tell me nothing. Baby girl, that's cool. You get your 10 degrees, but you be 10 degrees and cold. It's wintertime. Ladies, it is December. Well, January now. It's still in the thick of winter. How's those degrees keeping you warm?
Not warm.
And granted, yes, you do have the education, so you might have the good job, right? So you can go to your thermostat and turn up and keep you warm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? But it still ain't the same as have that natural warm body next to you right now, someone to hold you. You know what I'm saying? When it's snowing, go out there and warm the car up for you. See, your education can't do that. Your education can go outside and shovel the snow. If you're in Georgia, your education can go outside and shovel the snow for you. Make sure you don't slip and fall. So be smart, but not too smart. Just incorporate some common sense, some softness, just old school. We're missing our grandmothers, like the old school grandmothers. I ain't talking about these 40-year-old grandmothers. I'm talking about 60-year-old grandmoms who, you know what I'm saying, sit you down, baby girl, this is what you need to keep your man, girl. You need to go in the kitchen. Stop all that talking back. Go in the kitchen, make us something to eat. All right, I'm done.
I love that. You know what I'm going to do, gentlemen, Mr. I know you were in the chat, Jack, Jeff, and any other gentlemen that are watching us. I would love for you gentlemen, because we are going to make this an educational show tonight. Twins is going to do the same because he's got the mic, but I want you gentlemen to put in 3 desirable character traits that you seek in a woman, or for Jeff, that you saw in your wife for you to marry her. I would like the ladies to understand, again, because again, ladies, if the men are going to say to you, the education, the accolades, all of those things don't really matter to them, your money, all of that. Let's talk about what does matter to them. So gentlemen, I don't generally ask you for a lot of things in the chat, but I'm going to ask you to put 3 character traits or 3 desirable traits that you look for in a woman. I'm going to start with twins. Jack, I just said it again. Hopefully you got it. Again, 3 desirable traits that you look for. We're just going to start with 3. So 3 desirable traits that you're looking for in a woman that you would date, or on this show, we want people to get married so that you would marry. So twins.
Okay, so this is freestyle, top of the head. So number 1 for me would be listen.
Listening. Listen. Okay, I'm going to write these down.
Meaning, don't be so quick to respond. Listen to what I'm saying, right? Number 1. That's huge. Number 2, for me, once again, this is what Dwayne needs. Twins need. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to cook. So I like to eat. Ain't nothing like working 12-hour shift, coming home and have something to eat. Come home, what we eating? DoorDash. What the fuck? What?
DoorDash, that's awful. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? And and most women that I've talked to, they can really throw it out in the kitchen. So I know what you can't make. You know what I'm saying? So go and make that special dish, whatever. And once again, it's freestyle. The last one would be okay, maybe I might throw 4 in there. Peace. I need, you know what I'm saying? Like, before you throw everything at me as far as what you're going through, right? Give me a moment to decompress, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, if I come home, I want to hear, oh, let me tell you what happened to so-and-so over here. I don't want to hear that right now. I mean, let me decompress, then ask you, hey, babe, what's going on with you? How's your day? And then we can have a conversation. But like, don't hit me like, oh, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about this. I got enough shit on my plate. I'm trying to work through right now. I can't take on everything else or something that you want to bring to the table, but it's your feelings do matter, right? We're problem solvers. We're always going to try to fix whatever is going on with you, right? But I'm telling you, like, yo, my car about to explode on me, right? And my main focus right now is getting back and forth to work. I don't want to hear about, oh, I broke my nails, I didn't get it done. I don't give a F about that. Like, I'm trying to make sure I can get back and forth to work with no problem, right? All right. And then the bonus one.
Ready.
Sex. And not just sex. I need you to initiate.
Oh.
I need you to just take it whenever. Just initiate it. I'm done.
Okay, so I wrote these down. And then I see that Mr. has his. So I'm just going to repeat to you what you said. And I did it in women speak a little bit, just so women understood this. Okay, first of all, you said to be a good listener. And when we say listen on this show, we mean listen to understand, not to respond. Because there are a lot of us women who will say that we are a good listener, but often we listen to respond. And that's actually how we got the name of the show, Fuck Your Feelings, because ladies, sometimes we have to fuck our feelings to be able to understand what our men are saying. So that's the first one. You said cook, but what I also put beside there is be a nurturer. Cooking is a part of nurturing. I grew up in a Jamaican family. I'm always mentioning that. So in a Jamaican family, we cook. You start cooking when you're very young. So if you guys think about the Mexicans on your side, that's us. We cook. I was serving my dad breakfast at a very young age. I used to make my dad's tea when I was like 3 and 4 years old, right? Cooking was kind of how you show love. It was what we did. So I put nurturer beside that. Another one you said, be peaceful, or basically be your peace. Ladies, what the Twins is saying is he wants a woman who's his peace. Yes, we've got our own things going on, but you should also be able to read your man. When he comes in for a long day, let that man decompress. Let him take the weight of the world off of him before you jump in with your issues and problems, because he's naturally going to want to solve your problems. But we're actually not the problem solvers often. We bring the problem. So just let that man have his moment. If he's got to play his video game, if he has his headphones on, just be his peace. And the last one you said is not just be intimate or sex, it's initiating that. Be the woman, show your man that he's also desirable. Because as women, we want to feel desirable. But our men who are working for us, who are protecting us, who are providing for us, they also want to feel desirable. Now, I just put it this in woman speak, but twins, did I capture that correctly?
Sure did.
Awesome. Thank you. I speak man. So let me get to what the men are saying. Mr. says he wants a woman who is feminine, a woman who is submissive. This is a trigger word for a lot of women. And works well with others. I don't know if you kind of expanded on that, Mr. If you know, I know you come on every once in a while. So if you want to talk about that submission thing, because there was a lot of women who that submissive word becomes a trigger for them. They don't really understand, and I don't want to break that down from a man's perspective. So if you want to come on, or if you want to break down in the chat, what does submission mean for you? Because a lot of women hear the word submission and they think slave. That I've heard a lot of women say that he wants me to be his slave. He just wants me to do whatever he wants. So I want from a man to hear what submission is. Okay, so Jack, why do I ask Jack to do? Why do I ask you? But I'm going to read it because I asked. Jack said, 1 small breast. 2, so clearly we would not be a match. I'm just saying, sorry. Number 2, understand her degree and career will never top mine. Okay. Number 3, have a life / have a hobby. Shopping, hanging with friends / family, side hustles are not hobbies.
That's a good one.
Interesting.
That's a good one. I like that, Jack. Number 3 is huge. Number 3 is huge.
Expand on that a bit. When you read that, or when I read that from Jack, like what did that say to you?
For me?
Yeah, because Jack's not on. So.
Oh yeah, of course. So yes. What it means is that you need to be able to create your own happiness. I cannot be the person to make you happy all the time. I'm here to help and provide additional happiness, but you need to have your own hobby, something you need to do that doesn't conflict with what I do. Like, for example, I play video games. So even though you think I'm playing video games, it's just the fellowship that I have with the fellas in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
The guys I play with, we're all married men. We all have kids. We take care of our kids. There's no deadbeat dads in our chat group. It's about 6, 7 guys in there. We're all guys who handle our business. But we go on the microphone and we be having conversation and be cracking up. And it's funny because yes, we're playing the game same time, but at other time we're just having real life conversation about politics, sports, whatever it is, kids, shoot, daughters. We had those conversations in those chats. It's crazy. So what I'm saying that you should have your own hobby, because I don't want you being screwed up, looking all mad, upset over there because I'm having a ball over here with the fellas cracking up, crying and laughing and shit. And you like, what's so funny? Guy stuff. Go talk to your girl or something. Like, find something that makes you happy. That's the moral of the story. Find something that makes you happy, that doesn't consist of a man making you happy.
Okay. I had this whole conversation today. I had this conversation with someone. I find it interesting that we look for others for our own happiness when happiness starts on the inside. So all of these irreconcilable differences and so forth, a lot of these women need to divorce themselves because you thought that this man was going to make you happy. Why is that? That is a huge responsibility to put your happiness on the shoulders of someone else when really your happiness comes from within. So I'm 100% right with you, but I think what's really important is, as a man though, do you see those things prior to marrying that woman? Are you seeing, because listen, my love language, for instance, is quality times and word of affirmation. But as much as I love my quality time with you, I just read off all the books I wrote. I need time to read those books, to write those books, to read books. So I'm always constantly doing something. I love to spend time with you. But the funny thing is, my spending time with you, like take you for instance, if I was with a man who, like you said, played video games, so forth, my time spending with you could literally be on the same couch as you play video games, writing my book. Because it's still spending time. You're doing your thing. We're close together. I can touch your leg at any moment. look at you, give you a kiss, walk up, do what I need to do. But I'm also doing something. Like I have my own thing. So ladies, listen to what the men are saying. Yeah, they've got their own thing. Have your own thing too. Let me see. Oh my Lord. Jack Space Up. I got a total of 15 bullet points, and they're technical training manual specific. I almost want to hear these bullet points. I almost want to hear what these bullet points are, Jack, because I'm sure it'll be good. And thank you, Mr. Mister, for going and telling me what submissive is from your standpoint. So submissive. She trusts my decision-making process. We're just going to pause on that one. Because ladies, I want you to listen to understand. I'm going to repeat. She trusts my decision-making process. Ladies, if you do not trust a man to make good decision on both of your behalf, why are you with that man?
No, go ahead and finish the whole thing, but I'm gonna come back to that submission part.
She trusts that my outcomes will be favorable to the both of us, and therefore she won't have to worry about certain issues because she knows I got this. Let me tell you, as a woman, how beautiful that is. I have always said the three most beautiful words to me coming from a man is not I love you, it's I got you. Knowing that a man has you, knowing that those issues that you had prior to being with that man, he has alleviated those issues. You go to bed at night and you sleep well and you wake up like a baby. It's just like, oh, you roll over and you're like, oh, my man, I don't have that issue anymore because my man is here. If you are laying beside a man who does not make you feel like that, that's on you. Because why are you laying with him? But twins. I'm gonna keep that up with their
Yeah,
one.
keep it up. Yeah, that first part where he says she trusts my decision-making process, that is so huge there. And it can almost sometimes be a deal breaker because I have your best interest, right? As your man, as your boyfriend, husband, whatever. If we're together, I have your best interest. I'm not gonna tell you something that is gonna hurt you or anything like that. It's for your best process. So the most disrespectful thing you could do is I'm telling you something that XYZ, whatever it may be, or don't talk to her, or don't go to this car mechanic, or here's what's wrong with the car, whatever, something like that. I'm constantly telling you this, right? And you don't believe nothing I say. And then you talk to your girlfriend, or you go somewhere else, or go to another mechanic. Oh yeah, babe, this said it was that. I told you that. I know, but I know, but so why am I here? If you can't trust anything I'm telling you, then why am I around? Why am I here? Because I'm telling you exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And now the fact that you will listen to someone else, oh yeah, so and so said this. I said the same thing. So for me, that's a disrespectful thing for me. If I'm telling you something and you go somewhere else and they tell you the same thing and you like, oh yeah, they said over here, we're gonna have a problem. I'm done.
I'm letting that one marinate for the ladies. And I'm leaving that comment up there because it is, and because I want the ladies to understand that word submissive, why it does not need to be a trigger. We have misconstrued that word and taken that word, and we have gone on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet and talked about how Black men want us to be like the olden days when our granddaddies and great granddaddies were cheating on our grandmamas and great grandmamas because they didn't have no money because we were like, that is how they've taken the word submissive. Here is a man who's literally just defined this, and another man who's agreed and said, if I am your provider, if I am your protector, how are you looking at someone else and valuing the opinion of them instead of the men that you are supposed to entrust to provide and protect for you, and how disrespectful and almost dishonorable of you to do so.
And also too, and we always resort back to this when it comes to submit. You have no problem with submitting to your boss at work. And your boss will be a woman. It's not a man, but it's
Facts.
you go to work and they say, no, you cannot wear skirts go this high. Oh, your hair can be that color. Your nails can be that long. And guess what? You will fold them. Okay, no problem. Yes, sir. And I don't want to hear about, well, that's my job. If a job lay off today, who's going to be there to hold you down? Man, your partner, whatever, you know what I'm saying, that person may be. You know what I'm saying? If somebody come in, middle of the night trying to kick the door down, is your job gonna come in? Your boss gonna come over and protect you? No, your man is. So you know how to submit. You just choose not to submit.
Here is, and I'm gonna read because Jack has his definition up here as well. Here is the thing about it, though. A lot of women don't trust the men that they're with to submit to them. Like I'm letting you men have this tonight, but ladies, we're gonna keep it real. A lot of women are with men they do not trust to lead them, and therefore they are unwilling to submit, because if these men lead, they feel like they're going to lead them astray. And I can't understand giving your heart, mind, and soul and body to a man at night that you do not trust to lead you. I'm gonna let you ladies hold on to that one. Jack Spade says, submissive, heeding to the authority of the duties, expectations, and responsibility we agree to concerning the marriage/relationships, household, and childbearing, not worried about it with a GF. I'm assuming the GF means your girlfriend. That's also a good one. Again, ladies, I want you to take in what the men are saying tonight. Jack is saying, we've agreed to these. We've sat down, because we're talking about adult relationships here. We are talking to 35 to 55-year-olds. Like this is our demographic over here. You guys have sat down as grown folks and had a conversation about how the relationship is going to run. Because whether we like it or not, we're marriage-minded people over here. We've said it over and over again, Twins and I, marriage is a business. So the same way you sit at the table with a business partner, for any of us who've ever been entrepreneurs and you've had a business, I've had a couple of them, okay? You sit with your business partner and you write terms of how this business is gonna run. When decisions have to be made, all of these things, you have those conversations. You have to do the same thing with relationships. So what we're doing is we're going willy-nilly for our nether regions tingle. He's got a couple of dollars. He's tall, good looking, and handsome. He wants us, we want him, and nothing is happening at that table. You got to go to that table and have that conversation, because if you don't understand how your man even thinks, you don't even understand how he thinks, how he deals with situations, why are you laying with that man? Like, I'm sorry, I am not, listen, I've had the tall and handsome and it's all wonderful, but I am not gonna allow nobody to lead me astray, and I'm definitely not gonna give them no pum-pum if I think that's what they're doing. Jesus, but I digress. Jeff Short says, I believe women run from shows like this, to Shiva. I thought you were going to recruit some ladies to get this good advice, and fellas be giving over here. I am trying, okay? Every week I put these clips out on the Instagrams. They're out in the YouTube world. And Jeff, if you go in the comments, you'll be surprised how much the ladies don't like me. Okay? And I am trying, because if they were to come over here to this side, I'd be letting you guys, because again, we want these relationships with men like you. Like, let's keep it real. You men who come on this show are the men that the women want. But unfortunately, they're listening to other women who are giving them toxic advice about how to get your man, or how to catch that man. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole, like, put out this bait as if we've gone fishing, as opposed to wanting good advice. So I can only do what I can do. Y'all, gentlemen, I need you to help me bring the ladies over. I be doing the work. I'm trying. I am trying over here. Mr. says, notice unsubmissive women tend to have trust issues. Submission is all about trust. God, I would take a put it back on. That's the part. To trust someone, here's the thing. We're gonna break it down. This is where my psychology degree comes in handy. Trust requires vulnerability. Vulnerability is very hard for a lot of women. And it's very hard for a lot of Black women. Because you now want me to be vulnerable, which means opening up myself to you. So in my book, No Handouts for Black Girl, in a scene, I described what it was like falling in love with my now ex. And I said it was me standing in front of him naked with my heart in my hand, outstretched to him, passing it to him, and praying he doesn't drop it. That's what that love was. Why did I have to be naked? Because the visualization of nakedness is the most vulnerable I can be in front of a man. Nothing is more vulnerable than me standing in front of a man for the first time naked. There's no other moment that a woman is more insecure in a relationship than the first time she has sex with you, standing in front of you naked. Trust me, it is the most insecure we ever feel in a relationship. That very first time. But it requires vulnerability. And a lot of women don't know how to be vulnerable. Why? Because they've had to be tough and hard. Remember, when you're going out and getting them accolades and them degrees and all of those things, that's not, there's no vulnerability in that. You gotta push, you gotta be hard, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. Where's their vulnerability in that? And I literally wrote in the book, Black women felt that we needed to be strong because we felt like white women had cornered the market on vulnerability. What other option did we have? We felt like white women had the vulnerability thing, so we had to have the strong thing. But what we don't realize is there's strength in vulnerability. Vulnerability is the strongest thing you can do because you are saying to yourself, my decision making is so good that I'm putting my trust and faith in a man that I know has my best interest and our best interest at heart. It's like a rewiring of our minds. It is, and please, honestly, I'm gonna plug my book again, No Handouts for Black Girls. If you've got a sister, a mom, a young daughter, really get my book. I put a lot of heart and soul into that book. But what I do talk about is the fact that we've been holding on to these strong Black women tropes that are actually our Achilles heel. They're stopping us from the thing that we want the most. And despite what they say on the other side of the internet, most women, most Black women want a husband. It sounds nice when we say that we don't, because the reality is most of us won't have a husband. The numbers just don't add up. Let's just call it what it is. The numbers don't add up. And so we tell ourselves we don't want something we really want, because if we don't get it, then we can say we didn't really want it in the first place. But the reality is we do, because you don't go out and get all of that success, all of those degrees, that house, that car, all of that to go through it alone. You don't. I didn't go and work hard to go get a degree and do all the things that I do and all the accolades. Okay, so when I go, what if I win a prize for one of my books? And who am I going with? My Am I telling my girlfriend to leave her husband at home so she can come to be my date to celebrate with me? Because I ain't got a man? Because that's going to be great. Hey, girls, you guys want to leave your husbands at home and come hang with me? Because your girl was so busy being so successful, I forgot to get a husband.
And it's very difficult older trying to get a husband, especially if you have young kids.
Oh, yeah. Them young kids, I ain't got those problems. But them young kids, them young kids, no thank you. I don't want a man with young kids. So I can imagine men don't want women, older women with young kids. And thank God I've had one husband, and I will be blessed and oh hallelujah to get me a second one. And that will be the end of that for me. I am not. I told people I got one more good relationship in me, because that's it. That's gonna be my husband. One more good relationship in me, in Jesus' name, amen. But ladies, like seriously, when we start, and we're gonna wrap up, Mr. Jeff, Jack, if you've got your dating tips, get them ready, because we're about to give dating tips. And again, happy birthday to twins when it comes in an hour and a half. But I think what is interesting, and this is to the ladies, when you start calling a woman lesser, going back to that, ask yourself why. Why am I looking at another woman and considering her less? Why? Just why? What makes her less than me? Because let's have another keep it real moment. A lot of these lesser women actually have husbands. Let's break it down. The reason that woman stood up there and asked that asinine question is because I guarantee you 1 or 2 men got away from her that she wanted to marry and married other women that she thinks she's better than. I'm just going to go back to what I said. When women use the word lesser, it's because we're making a direct comparison between us and another person. Where men see the word lesser, as we did it in the beginning, we did the experiment. Lesser, they saw it as basic, blah, 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 the actual dictionary word. Women see it as a woman is less attractive, less educated, less demure, less. It's a direct comparison. But you only start comparing yourself where you feel you're competing with her. Why are you competing with a lesser woman? If she's lesser, you're not even in the same category as she is. So why are you even noticing what a lesser woman has got going on? It's because she has something you want.
Yo, man. Hey, yo, man. So maybe you need to do a case study. You lost your man to the lesser woman. What is she doing over there where I can't keep him with? That's what you need to do. Find out, do the homework.
That's what you study, right? That's what you study. That's what you put the work into. Jack Spade, the only thing education/career success does is give a person more words to put on their resume. Once that door closes, I give a hoot about a woman's career/education success. I feel as if men, you guys can say this and be blue in the face, but as long as there are women who believe it, it is what it is. I've known this since I was a child. My daddy told me I should go get educated, rest in peace, daddy, so that I could be a helpmate to my husband. That was what my father told me. Education was very important. I'm an immigrant, right? We don't come to these countries just to sit around and do nothing, right? We come here to get better lives and to get educated. Well, when my daddy was talking about education, he says, listen, I need you to go get educated because, again, 1, they can never take away your education from you. That's number 1. And number 2, you need to be a helpmate to your husband. not to go out there and be strong and independent so that I could be a helpmate to my husband, which I was to the first one. And I will be second one if you're out there. I'll be even a better one to you. Come on, twins.
Well, I mean, right now you're proving the point of why the father is important to be in the daughter's life, because he gave you the most important tools to be successful. Yes, get a degree, but to be a helpmate, right? He said, be educated, but also be a helpmate to your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, right? Not just like I'm a degree and I'm better than him. He didn't say that. He said, be a helpmate. That's key. That's the importance of having the man around, and that's the things that I would teach my daughter. Yes, I have a daughter and a son. I'm gonna teach them both same thing but differently. Like, yes, I'm teach my daughter to be independent, but still have that feminine side to her. You know what I'm saying? Still, yes, get a degree, yes, but at the same time, your degree will never matter to a man, and I'm gonna tell her that. Like, it doesn't matter. Your degree will never matter to a man. Especially, it's never gonna matter to a man. Just be sure you be his helpmate. I'll land there. I got a dating tip, and I'm gonna say for dating tip.
I love that. And before we go into the dating tips, you say that word, and again, go get my book, No Handles for Black Girls. That word independent is such an interesting one, because here's the thing. In every other aspect of our life, as women, as Black women, we require interdependence. No one is at work doing stuff alone. Most of us aren't doing projects and all those stuffs in our offices, close the door, with no interaction, no help, nothing from people at all. None of us are doing it. We are interdependent folks. We rely on others. And this concept of independence in a relationship is astounding to me, when every aspect of our life requires interdependence. So why do we want to be independent in the one thing where interdependence is key? Because if independent literally means not dependent on anything, I'm alone, independent, by myself. So we really need to think about, like, we need to be preaching interdependence and not independence. And once we start preaching those things and making you realize how much you need other people, and again, ladies, if we are gonna lie with a man at night and we're gonna roll over and look at that man, you should feel a sense of relief in your heart, like, this man's got me, as opposed to, why is this man in my bed? Well, why did you just give him your patty woo-ha? I digress. We are actually going to start with the viewer dating tip, and then so I can actually think about mine for the night, because I don't know what it is yet. So we're going to start with Jack Spade's dating tip. Mr. Where your dating tip at? Get it together. So Jack Spade's dating tip is, and it goes, dating tip. Did he say number 11? Sorry, dating tip 112 to the ladies. Okay, I'm ready. If your nails are longer than your attention span, understand you still qualify for a booty call. And again, from Jack Spade, dating tip number 112, ladies, if your nails are longer than your attention span, understand you still qualify for a booty call. Oh, Mr. was directly above. This is me, because I still don't have mine. Okay, Mr.'s dating tip is, and I quote, focus on developing your social skills with men. I'm actually going to repeat that part. Focus on developing your social skills with men. Learn how we think, how we talk, and behave with women we like and don't like. This will take you way further than your physical beauty. Both of you dropped the mic on this one. Okay, twins, Actually, no, it's your birthday tomorrow. I'm going to go first. I'm going to let you go last because you can have time to think, Mr. Birthday Boy. What would be my date? Actually, I'm going to go back to something I was saying earlier. Dating into marriage tip. Ladies and gentlemen, when dating, you need to determine what your partner sees as disrespect in a relationship, what your partner values in a relationship, and where your partner sees this relationship going. These are things that you need to understand. And all of those require you to have in-depth conversations. And ladies in particular, stop getting triggered when men ask you about your past. Because whether we like it or not, our past behavior is indicative of present and future behavior. If a man is going to choose a wife or a mother to his children, he needs to understand what potential baggage she comes with, how she thinks, what work you may need to do in order to get to the point where he can be the wife and mother he wants for himself and his children. So if you find yourself getting triggered in conversations that are trying to set the foundation for a good relationship, it should indicate to you that you've got some work that needs to be done. Same advice for the fellas. If somehow a conversation triggers you in a way and you're not able to regulate your emotions to be able to finish a discussion with a woman, it says to you, you've got some work that needs to be done before you can get to the place that you want to go to. So that is my dating tip. Birthday boy.
All right. So I don't have a dating tip tonight, but what I do have is a relationship tip. Right? This is for my current couples, current marriages, whatever it is, right? If you have a partner right now, ladies, this is for you, ladies. Learn your man. Learn him. Find out what he likes. Find out what he needs. Find out whatever it is that I tell you this as a cheat code. Once you learn your man and you know what he likes, whatever it may be, food, cooking, sex, whatever it may be, whatever it is, learn your man. Your man will run through walls for you. If you want to get an action out from your partner, your man, and you want him to do certain things, find out what he needs. Get whatever it is. It's so important you learn this because we men, we're basic. We don't need the moon and the stars. We just need the water in the air. But the plum time makers, we will run through walls. We'll do whatever he wants to do. So whatever it is, if it's food he likes, he wake up and he don't got to ask for food and the food's already done. He gonna change every light bulb in the house. He gonna fix every little doorknob. He gonna clean whatever it is, whatever he likes. If you learn your man, he will run through hoops. So because and I'm speaking for the long-term relationship people as well. Okay, you may be tired of your person right now. Go back to when y'all first got together. Go back. Just think about it first, right? And start doing those things. Someone got to take the initiative. If the guys listening, hey brother, take the initiative. Go back to when y'all first got together, before the kids were here. What do you used to do before? And start doing a little bit of it. I'm telling you, it will change your life. And I'm done.
You dropped the mic on that one because been there, man. Been there. Jack Spade has the final say for tonight. Let me just pull this up so I can see. So Jack says, when dating, watch what you say, what you do, because if you start catching feelings, that person is going to remember all that BS you did and said prior. And I repeat, when dating, watch what you say and what you do, because if you start catching feelings, that person is going to remember all that BS you did and said prior that is actually accurate. It's funny. I used to say to my ex, I filter through all of the bad crap I want to say to him. I say to myself in my head, and I say the things that I know that if he were to repeat, I'd be fine with it. So we don't have to say everything we're thinking sometimes, because the foundation of your relationship, though, should be respect. I just said that in my dating tip, right? So the foundation of your relationship should always be respect. The moment, here's the thing, ladies, and I want us to know this, like, because a lot of us like to pop off, as it's being said. Your man will remember that pop off. And the moment any good quality men, because these are the good quality men we have over here, the moment you pop off and your toe tips over that line of disrespect, you can't take it back. That's it.
We won't forget it. Trust me. I was in a relationship for a long time with a certain person, and they did something 1 year, and didn't forget it. I'll never forget it, because the disrespect is like, can't let it go. So that's a true statement.
He stops running through them walls that twins just talked about. He says, oh, okay. He just keeps giving you less and less and less. And you don't have a moment to say, baby, I apologize, because the fact that you said it or you did it, you, like, when you said it, you had a moment to think it through before it slipped out of your mouth. Before you did it, you had a moment to consider the consequences of your actions. And you know what you said? You said, fuck it, and fuck him.
And now, let's fuck your feelings now.
And that's how we end for the night. We wrapped it all up. You see how we put it together? Thank you, everyone, for joining. Please, again, a very big happy birthday to twins and his twin. Tomorrow is their birthday. I hope you have the most amazing day. Rest, do all that stuff. It is your day. I always say, don't lift a finger. Let people take care of you, because I'm spoiled. So that's what I do. So happy birthday to Dwayne and his twins.
Appreciate it.
Happy birthday. We'll see you guys next week, and bye.
Yeah.